The Northrop F-5B Freedom Fighter is one of the most important aircraft in aviation history, particularly for countries that needed reliable, affordable, and effective jet trainer with combat capabilities. Developed in the early 1960s at 60 Northrop in the United States, the F-5B was essentially the two-seat trainer version of the single-seat F-5E. Unlike many trainers of its era that were limited to basic flight instruction, the F-5B could also be configured as a light attack aircraft, making it versatile and valuable for air forces with limited budgets. Equipped with two General Electric A85J F-13 turbojet engines, the F-5B was capable of reaching speeds up to Mach 1.4, giving trainee pilots the chance to experience supersonic flight. Its maximum range was around 1,400 kilometers without external fuel tanks, which was more than sufficient for training missions and short-range strike operations. While the F-5B was primarily used in unarmed configurations for training, it retained the ability to carry cannons, bombs, rockets, and even early air-to-air missiles. Providing flexibility in both training and limited combat scenarios, the aircraft was designed with simplicity, cost-effectiveness, and ease of maintenance in mind. These qualities made it a popular choice under the LUA Military Assistance Program, which provided aircraft to allied nations during the Cold War. Many countries in Asia, the Middle East, Africa, and South America adopted the F-5B to train their pilots and strengthen their air defenses without the high costs of more advanced fighters. Nations such as the Philippines, South Korea, Thailand, and Taiwan became prominent operators of the F-5B, using it not only for pilot instruction but also for secondary roles in ground attack and defense missions. For many young pilots, the F-5B was their first introduction to supersonic flight and combat-style training, bridging the gap between basic trainers and frontline fighters. In terms of design, the F-5B featured a tandem two-seat cockpit, with the instructor seated in the rear and the student pilot in the front. Its avionics were relatively simple compared to modern jets, but they were sufficient for teaching navigation, weapons delivery, and tactical maneuvers. The aircraft's lightweight, combined with its powerful twin engines, gave it excellent maneuverability, making it a reliable platform to practice dogfighting techniques. The F-5B was also known for its rugged airframe and forgiving flight characteristics, which reduced the risks associated with training new pilots on high-performance jets. The operational history of the F-5B demonstrates its value far beyond its initial role. Some countries used the aircraft in actual combat situations, where it proved effective as a light strike platform. Although it was never intended to compete with advanced fighters such as the F-5B Apat Phantom or MiG F-21, the F-5B was respected for its speed, agility, and ability to operate from shorter runways. Its low maintenance requirements also meant that smaller air forces could keep it operational without the massive logistical demands of more sophisticated aircraft. In many ways, the F-5B represented the ideal balance between training utility and combat potential. Even though the F-5B is now considered an older aircraft, its legacy continues. Many air forces retired it in favor of modern trainers such as the F-5B Golden Eagle or the Alinea Airmakshi F-346. Yet some nations still keep the F-5B in service for secondary roles. In the United States and allied nations, upgraded F-5B variants are still used as aggressor aircraft to simulate enemy fighters during training exercises, proving the design's long-lasting utility. The F-5B remains a symbol of practical engineering, showing how well-designed aircraft can stay relevant for decades. Title: F-5B Freedom Fighter, Supersonic Trainer and Light Attack Aircraft Description. The Northrop F-5B Freedom Fighter was a legendary two-seat trainer and light attack aircraft that introduced generations of pilots to supersonic flight. Known for its speed, agility, and reliability, it became a favorite among allies worldwide. This video explores its history, design, and lasting legacy. Hashtags #5B Freedom Fighter #Trainerjet #Supersonic #Military Aviation #Cold War Jets #Northrop #Light Attack #Jet Trainer #Air Force Setup is a 0 keywords. Negatibo 5 Freedom Fighter. Supersonic trainer, Northrop, light attack aircraft, A-85 engines, Philippines Air Force, Cold War jet, two-seat trainer, M.